Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Tonight, we're going to be doing my 41st Chillin' Chat. I was out of town last weekend in Orlando, so we missed 1 week, but we're back again this week. And I've got some exciting news because I'm actually doing a giveaway. I was doing a lot of arcades and touring the different arcades at Universal Studios last weekend. I actually won a pretty good prize this time. I collected about 1,000 tickets and was able to snag a little handheld of my arcade. And I thought it would be really cool to give it out today. And rather than just keep this, give it back to the channel. I've actually been looking at these online since I got this, and they're actually really cool. There's all kinds that they do. They do Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga. They've got an Atari one. They've got Street Fighter. They've got all kinds. They've got Mega Man. So these things are kind of cool, and they're like 30, 40 bucks. So I think this is a cool gift, something to give away on the channel today for everyone's support of this channel. So we'll do one winner with this, and that way you guys just let me know if you win, and I'll send it out to you. But you'll have to be in the chat today. We'll do a hashtag. I'll tell you guys what that is here in a moment. And we'll just spin a wheel, and there'll be one winner. But let's say hi to everyone who's made it in the chat already. Jason came in first thing as soon as I posted earlier this afternoon. He said 4 hours away. Okay. What if ironing boards are actually surfboards? Who gave up on their dreams and got a real job? Just something to ponder while we wait for tonight's show. So yeah, you got to look at everything in a certain way, but then you look at it differently, and it could be something totally different, right? So ironing board, surfboard. It's just in the eyes of who's looking at it and what they think of it, and how they how they look at life. Do you look at life in a positive way, or do you look at it in a negative way? Because it's really up to you. Cornercade, guys, let's go. I know Cornercade's streaming as well. He's got a Street Fighter HS-5, and I know he's doing an unboxing video and an assembly. So there's probably quite a few people over there, but it is nice to see Cornercade check in here early before he went live, just to say hi. Here's Headshake TV. Good to see you. I've met Headshake before in person. Very good person out of California. We got to go to an arcade here locally in Arizona. Had a really good time. I know he's big into pinball. JJ's here. He's saying, hey, Biggie D's Arcade. I wish AtGames would have come out with more pinball and game packs. As for the hardware, I'm actually thinking about the regular ALP HD when the price drops versus the 4K. And we're going to get into some AtGames discussion and do some shopping today based on this sell and, what I think in my initial impressions of these deals. And I want to get into the AtGames Legends Pinball HD, because I think exactly what JJ said will happen. We're going to see some pretty good deals now, whether that be secondhand or through retailers. I think there's going to be opportunity to get the HD for, $300-400 if you want to get one. And I think that's probably the route I'm going to go, is I'm going to wait for the savings on the HDs and just do that. I don't have to have the best of the best, the most advanced hardware, the day it comes out. I can wait a year or two and then benefit from the savings and still get to play this stuff. Like, I'm really enjoying my AtGames Legends Ultimate. I bought it 2 or 3 years after everyone else, but I paid about a third of the price, and I'm enjoying it just as much as everyone else. It just took me a while to get there, and I'm okay waiting a little while. Let's see here. Carl O is here. He's saying play some VPN tonight along with Midway Strike Force. A lot of fun. So he's playing his AtGames Legends Pinball HD and his Midway's Strike Force. Jason, good evening. It looks like he's here live. Good to see you, Jason. Glad you made it. Goofyfoot as well has made it. Good to see you, Goofyfoot. And JR is here. I've met JR in person in Cleveland. Very good guy. Very nice gentleman. Stevie V is here saying hello, everyone. Good to see you, Stevie V. Papa Brad's in the house. Hello, gamers. And Goofyfoot's asking, how was the new Tron ride at Disney? So I only went to Hollywood Studios, and it was the first day I got to Orlando. It was a Saturday, and it was about 96 degrees with about 70% humidity. So I was only in the park probably for about an hour, and then I was like, the crowds were really bad on that Saturday. And I just went back to the hotel, went to the pool, hung out at the bar by the pool. I didn't do much Disney the whole trip. That was the only day I went to Disney. After that, I went to Universal Studios every day because I was staying in the Universal Studios hotel in the park. So I could just walk to Universal Studios. I never made it back to Disney. I did hear about this Tron ride, though. It is new. And evidently, you have to have some type of pass or reservation to even ride it. So if you pay your entrance into the park and you just walk up to the ride, there is no entrance. You have to have a reservation. So even if I had gone, I think that's at Epcot or Magic Kingdom. I can't remember which one. I would have had to go to that park, which I didn't go on this trip. And then even then, I probably wouldn't have gotten a chance to ride it because I didn't have a reservation. So, but let's get into this trip because that's kind of where this giveaway started and also why I got this prize to give away tonight. So I just kind of wanted to discuss Universal Studios Florida. Not going to talk much about Disney because, like I said, I wasn't there much.
Are you making friends?
This is an incredible park. It's a lot of fun.
Come on in.
This here that you were looking at the very beginning is Jurassic Park. So this is at Isles of Adventure. And when you get there, there's a huge part, which is like Harry Potter. And then there's another part, which is all Jurassic Park and like King Kong and stuff. So they had this like photo op with the Velociraptors, which was really cool. This is the Marvel park. So this is all like X-Men, Marvel comic book characters, which is really interesting because Disney owns Fox now, which owned X-Men. And then they've also owned Marvel for quite some time. So it was interesting to see that Universal still has this license to Marvel and X-Men and are able to use that within the park. This is an old license that they've had for quite some time. And I've learned that it's actually expiring. And there's going to be a point where Disney's going to want control of this back in their theme park. And when that happens, they're going to have to like tear all this down. I don't know what they're going to do, retheme it to something different. And you won't see X-Men or Marvel or Spider-Man or any of that here in the future. So it was cool to get to go see it before all that gets torn down and changed. But I was big into collecting comics as a kid. So all this was, right up my alley. I really enjoyed it. So next, this is like an arcade that was at Universal Studios Isles of Adventure. It had the Kingpin out front and he was like throwing quarters at you. And then you go inside. And of course, a lot of their arcades are going to be their Universal arcades. So like Jurassic Park, the new Fast and the Furious arcade. This one was just released this year or maybe last year, brand new. Universal in combination with Raw Thrills. This is that Fast and the Furious amazing arcade. You see that Space Invaders everywhere. And then, of course, the Halo Fireteam Raven. This is becoming like a staple in all arcades. If you go to the bowling alley or you go to Dave & Buster's, pretty much anywhere that has a modern arcade, you're very likely to see a Halo Fireteam Raven. And I like the stand-up version. I think the stand-up versions, I like getting inside the cockpit of the other one, but the stand-up version's nice too. It gives you something different. But this is just kind of like a close-up of the Fast and the Furious. Really cool looking arcade. Lots of lights, lots of sound. Huge screen with like 4 screens that all combine to make one. And what's even cool, it's got motion to the car. So as you're turning, the car's turning. And it just has anything and everything you could imagine on an arcade in this. And it's quite the experience. Graphics are incredible, of course. And had a lot of fun. I did a short on this. That was pretty much the only content I got for the whole week was that one short on this new Fast and the Furious. But a lot of fun if you guys haven't got a chance to play it. And Brad says the Isles of Adventure is the best. And the Hulk coaster, yes, they do have a Hulk coaster there. It runs all night, and that was quite popular. And Jason saying, I'm hoping to get to Disney Universal in the spring. And Carlos says, Papa Brad, look for your cab to beat TM. And Canadian A is here. He's saying, hey, all. Good to see you, Canadian. TVV says, I can't wait for Super Nintendo World to open at Universal Studios. So, yeah, I didn't get to see that. That must have been what's under construction there, not open. I know that the Universal Hollywood has opened theirs. It's, from what I hear, a small area, but it is really neat. I mean, if you grew up like in Mario, you're a Nintendo fan, you're really going to enjoy it. Jason was saying that he had Disney tickets since February of 2022. Then came COVID and they shut down the park. And he hasn't made it back yet, but he's got the tickets to go back. So this is the Halloween Horror Nights. I got to do this. This was my favorite part of the whole trip, where they closed down the park around 5 o'clock. And this is the main Universal Studios park. And from 5 till 2 a.m., they have certain rides open, and then they have haunted houses. And this is more like adult theme. There's no kids, no strollers. And it was a lot of fun. This was my favorite part of the whole trip. It was less crowded, but this was going into the arcade at the main Universal Studios park at night during that. And the video is kind of not that great. I was using one of my regular phones that doesn't really take that good a video. But you guys can see they've got that VR Agent arcade. I've been seeing that around. I still don't know yet what I think about those VR arcades, but it is good to see some new stuff. Of course, Halo. Then they've got the Cruisin' Blast. You're going to probably see that in a lot of arcades. As well as that Super Bikes. That one's, a staple I've been seeing. Claw machines, of course. And then they've got, like, what I've found interesting in these arcades is they'll have all this new stuff, and then they'll have one retro arcade. And for this one, the one retro arcade was the Pac-Man's Pixel Bash, which I guess it's not an original, but it at least is Pac-Man. So you have some 80s arcade game you can play while you're there. And I noticed each Universal arcade I went to, it was mostly all modern, pretty much entirely modern games with like one classic retro title in the whole arcade. So they haven't totally forgotten about, the 80s. They still try to make a point to at least get one in there. And then, of course, I don't know what you guys think about these coin pushers. I really like them. Like the Willy Wonka one is my favorite coin pusher. The tickets that I won to get this prize for tonight, I actually won most of those tickets using the Willy Wonka coin pusher. So I actually enjoy it. It's not just the tickets. I actually enjoy the whole strategy and everything that's involved with it. And then they use the card readers. I did a walk and talk yesterday at a local arcade here in Glendale, and they use quarters, but it's rare to see that. I mean, unless you're going to like a retro, like classic type arcade, they're mostly all going to be the coin reader or the coin, not the coin slots, but the card readers. And this was pretty interesting. I was like trying to kill time the last day. I had checkout already at 12 o'clock in my room, but my flight wasn't until 8 p.m. So I had like 8 hours to kill. So I spent a lot of that in the arcade that day. And this was the arcade at our hotel, which was a smaller one. They had some newer arcades there, and they had enough to keep you busy. But they had the staff there on site that day, and they were doing a repair. And I was just kind of listening in on what they were teaching this guy. And it's pretty interesting what they do, and I'm interested in it. I think like if I was to ever retire and have like a retirement income and want to do something with my time, keep me busy, I think opening an arcade would be cool. It'd be a great side business to have in your retirement years. But this is a Halo Fireteam Raven. You can guys see me playing this one. I pretty much always play this game when I see it. Also wanted to point out Guitar Hero. I've been hearing a lot of talk about Guitar Hero lately. Multi-K Matt made an incredible modded Guitar Hero arcade if you guys want to go check that out. But I've also been hearing talk online, like on GameSpot and some of these other news, gaming news outlets, and they're talking about how Guitar Hero is wanting to make a revival. And I just think like one of these home arcade companies, whether it be AtGames or Arcade One Up or New Wave Toys, they need to take advantage of that, and they need to create their Guitar Hero, because this was a popular arcade growing up. It was even more popular in the homes with our PlayStations and Wiis. This would sell, and I just think that the time is now, and especially for Arcade One Up, they really need to do something big to finish out this year or start of next year. And I think an announcement of Guitar Hero would just be huge. I think that would be the perfect fit and perfect pick for their next big release or new release. So let's move on here, guys. This is going to be the actual prize. So this is the Game-O-Rama arcade in my hotel. This was the last day I was there, and I was pretty much just killing time and collecting tickets, and I'd collected over 1,000 tickets, and this was the prize I won. My Arcade Gamer V Classic, 220 retro games. They got a lot of these with the actual names that you recognize, Miss Pac-Man Galaga, all those classic arcade games you can get on these little portables, but this one doesn't have those licenses. This just has like a bunch of generic arcade games, but it gives you 220. So that's why I picked this one. It seems like you get the most for your money with this one. So I'm interested to find out whoever wins it. Do you like it? Will you play it? And what are some of the games that you find interesting on it? Because I've been shopping these things and they're kind of cool actually. For 20, 30, 40 bucks. I think they're a cool little collectible. But let's go ahead and give this thing away here. And let me get the wheel brought up on the screen here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter these names in manually, which will probably take me a while, depending on how many people enter. I saw Mike B do this on a live stream where he just did it live. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it live myself tonight. So let's go ahead and let's put in the hashtag, and you guys may see it there now. Hashtag my arcade, and it could be lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter. Just go ahead and put that in. And as I see those hashtags, I'm going to enter those in, and we're going to do that for, let's say, the next 10 minutes. So I'm showing 7:29 on my clock right now. We'll say at 7:40. So in 10 minutes, we'll get the winners picked here. I'm going to go ahead and put these names in. I see Papa Brad with My Arcade. Brad. JJ. Canadian. Hey. Let's see here. Goofy Foot. DVV. Papa Brad is saying Biggie D is legit. And if I miss anyone, guys, let me know. You guys type My Arcade in, hashtag My Arcade, and you don't see your name, let me know before the next 10 minutes. JR. I'm going to say everyone's name when I enter it. That way, I don't miss anyone. So if you don't hear me say your name, Carlo. And Papa Rad says, always giving to the community. Always want to give back. I think that's important, is not to lose track of who is important, and that's you guys, the people that watch. And Thor KC and Steps Gaming. Get both those names in there. And Black Cat Arcade saying smash that like button. Jason. All right, Black Cat Arcade. And I did a roulette wheel for the background. I thought that was kind of cool. Give it kind of like a Vegas theme here. Because whether looking at a boring wheel, we got at least something like cool to look at here. Roulette. All right. So just a few notes here while we're killing some time for the next 9 minutes. Just had a few notes here. Didn't really have slides prepared for these, but I kind of just wanted to hint on these if I had some extra time. So the future of arcade went up. I'm a little worried about, obviously the future of arcade went up right now with that, vulture or venture capitalist that they owed this month. Plus, we've heard very little from them Um, we've got, the HS-5 Deluxe, a lot of questionable marketing around. We heard 19K Fox tonight talking about the marketing and the way that they promoted this brand new Street Fighter HS-5, not really giving us any notice, kind of just putting it out there on the website the day it was available, when they could have kind of sent us those emails and that information, a week or a weekend ahead. So just some questionable things like that. Also, we don't have any new releases for the rest of the year. We've heard Time Crisis is going to end the year. Nothing else new. Maybe we'll hear something in January. So just a little concerned about the future of Arcade One Up and where they're heading. And I'm also losing a little bit of enthusiasm for them and interest. They're getting a little on the boring side for me with their releases right now, just to be frank with you. Arcade Talk and Star Wars reviews. And, so just a little concerned about that. That's going to be a subject that I want to discuss and continue to discuss, is their future, because I want to see progress. I want to see something change. And the only way we're going to see that is to be outspoken and to discuss these things and bring these topics up and make them aware of it. I have a concern. I'm personally a fan of theirs. I'm personally a buyer of their products. And right now I'm feeling a little bored by their products and a little underwhelmed. So next note here I had was that I want to buy a house before I buy any real pinballs or arcades. So something that I've been doing for the last week is I've found a real pinball machine. This was a Dirty Harry Stern pinball table. I even talked to P-Dubs. He said it's worth about $4,000. Looked like it was in great shape. I had negotiated the guy down to $1,100. And the guy was pretty much just wanting to get rid of it. It was the perfect opportunity for me to basically get this brand, or almost look brand new pinball in really good shape, very well taken care of. And I could have done it for $1,100, less than the AtGames 4KP at $1,100 when it first released. So I thought this was like the perfect deal, perfect opportunity. But then the day came for me to go pick it up, and I just realized, I don't really have the room for this. I want to get a house in the near future. I don't want to have to move this thing. And I just come to the decision that before I buy any real pinball or any real arcades, that it's going to come after I buy a home and a house. So I got to make my priorities right. And my priorities are buy the house first and then buy the toys later. And do that in that order. And that's what I've decided. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Also, the PSVR 2 and the Oculus 3. I've been seeing, of course, a lot of PSVR 2 when that released a few months ago. But now I've been seeing a lot of the Oculus 3, the new VR headset that came out this week. And I'm very tempted. Like, I've been looking at these new headsets, these VR headsets, really wanting to get one. It's going to be a hard decision on which one to get. The PSVR 2 is $550. The Oculus 3, I believe, is $400 or $500. And I think the graphics are a little better on the PSVR 2. But the Oculus 3 is a standalone headset where you can move around. There's no wires. There's no cords. So just something that's on my mind, and probably something I'm going to get here soon, is a VR. Just don't know which one I'm going to get. And of course, I have the room for this. It's not going to take up a bunch of my room. So the money isn't as, it's I got $500. Do I spend it on a home arcade, like an Arcade One Up, or do I buy a VR headset? And I'm leaning more to, instead of buying home arcades right now, buying stuff like the VR. Just letting you guys know that's probably coming. And then also, if I'm not buying Arcade One Up right now, I'm not buying anything new from them, what else can I buy? And I'm thinking, Glenn's control panel for my iArcade, and then that send-in shotgun. I'm really looking forward to what Glenn's products are going to be like. And even though I didn't pre-order these products, hopefully I'll have an opportunity to purchase them. And I want to do like an unboxing, a video on tutorial on installation for the product, and then just gameplay with the Sinden shotgun. I had a lot of fun playing the Sinden shotgun in Cleveland. I think it's a very good quality. I'm waiting to get a Sinden gun because I'm waiting for that. And I think we're right around the corner. I saw a post by Glenn this week saying that they're on the production line. They're being made, and those should be coming soon. So just 4 real quick topics. Future of arcade went up. Buy a house before I buy a real pinball or arcade. PSVR 2 or Oculus 3, and then Glenn's control panel and Glenn's Sinden shotgun. And just checking to see here if I see any more hashtags before we spin this wheel. Been seeing a lot of comments come through, but I hadn't seen any new hashtags for the My Arcade. So I don't think I've missed anyone. Oh, here we go. Here's Andy's Game Room. So let me get him added in there. And we got about 1 more minute. So if you guys want to enter into this contest, you're just going to hashtag My Arcade in the chat. We got about a minute or 2 left if you guys want to enter. I see there's 17 in the chat right now. Let's see how many we have entered. We have 13 entered. So I did see certain names that were in here that did not enter into the contest. Probably just wanting to watch, let others win. That's cool. I appreciate you guys letting others try to win. But if you guys want to enter, go ahead and hashtag My Arcade. And we've got about 1 more minute. Okay, we've got Triumph or Die. I'll go ahead and get him in there. Her. Okay, so I think that's about it. Unless I see one more come through here at the last minute. We got about 30 more seconds if you guys want to enter. We got, I think, 14 total entries right now. Darren's wanting someone else to win. That's very cool of you, Darren. And we'll spin this here at 7:40 my time. 10 more seconds. It's watch that, Steps, is what Andy's Game Room just said. Okay. All right. So I think we're good. Contest is entry for this contest or this giveaway is done. No more entries. And I'm going to go ahead and spin this wheel. Oh, Soul Red, he said, just got here. What's going on? If you want to enter, Soul Red, you're welcome to, because you just messaged at the same time I said that. You're just going to hashtag My Arcade if you want to enter into this. You would be the last entry if you want to hashtag. I'll give you about, I know there's a little bit of a delay on the live stream, so I'll give you about 30 seconds to hashtag My Arcade, all one word. You want to enter, Soul Red. And talking about 1/6 scale, Thor KC was talking about those new wave toys. All right, so I think that's about it. Okay, there we go. Soul Red wants to enter, so I got Soul Red in here. All right, so let's go ahead and spin this wheel. Good luck to the winner. Guys, if you win, all I need you to do is I need you to, let me get this chat here off the screen. So I need you to send me, if you win, your YouTube username and your street address, your mailing address. So like your name that you want on the mailing address, and then your street, apartment number, whatever that you want me to send it to. And you're going to send that to this address here. You can also find it on my homepage for my YouTube. It's just www.athomearcades.com. But if you want to go directly to the contact form, you can just enter in this address here on the screen. athomearcades.com/index.php/contact-form/. That'll get you there. And you can send me your name, your street address, and I'll get this shipped out to you as soon as possible. Hopefully early this upcoming week. By Wednesday, hopefully I'll have it shipped out to you, and I'll email you the tracking number as soon as I get it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and spin this, baby. First spin is the winner. Good luck. And looks like Stevie V is our winner. Yep. So Stevie V, hope you're still in the chat. But go ahead and send me your, I'm going to put the link in the chat. So you can just click on the link. You're going to send me your street address. Yes, JJ, I just put that link in the chat. So Stevie V, if you're still in here, good, congratulations. And I'll be sending you out this My Arcade handheld to your address. Probably by Wednesday, I'll have a tracking number emailed to you. If for whatever reason Stevie V does not get back with me, by next live stream, we'll just do another spin next week. But I think Stevie V watches quite often, so I think he'll send that to me. All right, so we're going to move on. Oh, there he is. Thank you. I really appreciate it, is what Stevie V said. So congratulations on the winning of that prize. All right, guys, so let's move on here. And I want to transition now to Arcade 1-Up. I had already discussed just a little bit about the future of Arcade 1-Up and just kind of that's been on my mind. And I want to also relay that on this stream, that's something that I'm going to be concerned about. Is the future of Arcade 1-Up? Are they heading in the right direction? Are they making the right decisions? I think there's a lot of room for improvement. And even with all the mistakes that they've made, I still think they're continuing to make mistakes. And I don't really want to get into a lot of that until later and maybe another upcoming live stream, but I just kind of want to set the mood for that because that's some things I'm going to be discussing in the future. But let's discuss this Street Fighter II HS-5 Deluxe, which was released this week. So this was the marketing email that went out that notified us and alerted us of this going on sale. And it was $3.99. So the first 2 days it was for sale at Prime for Amazon Prime. Also, it was on sale at Best Buy, Target, Walmart, many other retailers, $3.99. I was very tempted. I had it in my cart. I was ready to buy it. And there were just a couple of things that prevented me from it. Like I said, I'm wanting to get a house. I've also got a lot of these home arcades already. Do I need another one right now? Could I use that $400 or $500 towards something else that could benefit me more right now? Those were the things that I was thinking about. And also, I don't buy these home arcades at full price. I never have. I've always gotten a really good deal on every home arcade I've always purchased. And even at the $3.99, I didn't think I was getting that incredible deal. Even though I thought it was a good deal, it wasn't that incredible deal that I purchase at, which is, my sweet spot's like 300 or less for these. And so it just wasn't enough to make me pull the trigger, but I did have it in the cart. I even had it in my Target cart, and I had 5% off because it was my birthday this month, and I had a code for that. So I was actually going to save another 5%, making it about $380, and I still didn't do it. I ended up spending that money on a new camera. I bought an expensive Sony Vlog camera. It's about a $500 small little travel Vlog camera that I'm going to start using. So I spent my money there on equipment for the channel because, yeah, I could have bought this and I could have done like a live stream like She-Lion did and done like an unboxing video and like what, Cornercade's doing tonight. I could be doing that. But I decided I don't need another home arcade. I don't really have the room for it. My apartment's starting to fill up with these things. Do I need another one? I was like, no, I'm going to spend the money on the equipment, the camera that's going to give my viewers a better experience. I thought that was a better way to spend my money, and that's what I chose to do. So didn't get it. But there was a lot of, I did want to let everyone know, and I made some community posts this week about the inside information I had from my inside source at Arcade 1-Up. And I had these notes from about a month ago. If you guys remember when I covered this stuff originally, about a month ago with my inside source and all, I basically said all that information, got it out there. I also said that the Street Fighter Deluxe had already shipped and that the discoloration issue on the first 2000, there was no way to fix it. And so I'd already known this information for like a month. So I'd wanted to go ahead and put it on a community post to kind of be like, buyer beware. There could be a discoloration issue, or there is a discoloration issue on the first 2000. Just be careful if you purchase this, and just be aware you may have to open a ticket and get a replacement part for it. Well, come to find out, it wasn't as bad as what I'd originally thought. And, I took that information that there was a discoloration issue on the first 2000 and I personally assumed that it meant it was going to look like this in this image. And this was an image of the Evo pre-production unit, which was really off. The colors were, really bad. And that was my thought, my assumption. And I think many others thought that too, that that's the way it was going to look if it was discolored. But that's not how bad it was. It was actually much better. This is a credit to Sheline Gaming. She had posted this image, I think it was on Thursday when hers arrived. And you can see that there is still a discoloration between the control panel and the outer piece. It's just not near as bad as what the pre-production unit was. The pre-production was way worse. So I had made a video yesterday, a walk and talk video, and I had basically explained that, I took that information, which was actually factual, and it was blown out of proportion, and it was, made to be much worse than it actually was. There was no reason to not buy because it wasn't that bad. It actually looks pretty decent. So that was a mistake, and that was bad information. And so that's where we're at. But it's weird because it was bad information, but it wasn't entirely inaccurate information either. It was just the way that I had delivered that information that was wrong. Because there is a discoloration issue on the first 2000. And we can see it better in this image here with the lighting. You can see it's darker on the outer piece than it is on the game deck. In this image, this is the same game deck looking from the top, and you can't quite see it as well in this image. But if you were to look really close, you could see it. But you can see how well of a job they did in comparison to the Dynamo game deck. This is an actual Dynamo arcade cabinet, and you can see they did a pretty good job with this. Now, a couple of concerns for me are going to be, obviously the color. I would want it to match perfectly. Like if I had one that looked like this, I would be opening a ticket and saying, hey, mine's off. What can you send me? How can you fix this for me? Because there are better ones out there. So there are ones that were made after the 2000. So starting on the production line of 2001 and on, there is a better version out there in the wild. This, I believe, in this picture is one of the improved ones that they have fixed the issue even and made it look even more perfect, near perfect. So I would be contacting Arcade One Up if mine looked like this and asking for the outer piece that looks like this, because those do exist. And from what I'm hearing, they will send that to you to replace that if yours is off and you do notice it. So that's up to you, and it's up to each person. Is it going to bug you enough, or is it off enough for you to even open that ticket and get a replacement? So we did get some accurate information, but I delivered it wrong, and I made it sound worse than it actually was going to be because I didn't, in fact, know what it was going to look like. There are many others out there that were critical of me that actually have that inside information and knew ahead of time that, it wasn't as bad as this. But I didn't have that information. I just had my inside source from a month ago and still going off that same information I got over a month ago. So I hope that kind of makes sense and better explains that whole situation. I don't think a lot of people in the community or people that watch me were even really picking up on all that or really even that concerned about all this stuff. But there are some in the community that are. And there's people that literally will come out of the woodwork to criticize you and to try to be on your case about stuff because it's convenient for them right now, because I had made a mistake. And it's unfortunate that there's people like that, but there are. So, what prevented me from buying it and why I wanted to discuss why I didn't buy it and why I want to buy it. I want to buy it because it's Street Fighter 2. I don't have an online Street Fighter 2 cabinet. I've been waiting for the right time to get one. And I thought that this was going to be the cabinet for me. I thought this was actually going to be the final Street Fighter 2 online one that I wanted, the one that best fit my needs. However, there were a couple issues. One, the discoloration on the game deck. I was concerned about that. Also, I was concerned about the gap in between this outer piece and the game deck. If you guys notice on here, there is a small gap in between the outer piece and that game deck. And there is no acrylic or plastic deck protector on this one. So now if they had put a deck protector on this, that would have like been flush and it would have started from the back and it came all the way to that front where that outer piece is and covered that gap right under the Capcom logo. That would have been enough. It would have kept that feeling off of your palm of your hand where your wrist and your hand would sit right there. I just feel that that is going to get uncomfortable and that's going to bug me over time. So until I think the color I'm fine with. I could live with the color. It's pretty decent. I wouldn't say don't buy it because of that now. I would say it's worth getting now. Even if it's not perfect like this and it looks like this, I think that's still okay. But the one thing I can't live or I can't look over and not, there's this one reason why I couldn't get it, and that's that gap. It just, for me, that's a personal reason why I wouldn't want to get it, is that gap where your hand and your wrist sit right under that Capcom. But if they do make a deck protector, they make a plastic deck protector, aftermarket even, that will cover that up and cover the entire game deck, I may be interested in the future. But I'm going to get into some discussion on how to save money and get a better deal on one of these. And I think I'm probably going to end up possibly with the Yoga Flame. The Yoga Flame has the same PCB as this one. And I think we may see some really good deals on that coming up here around Black Friday. So in about 4 to 6 weeks, I could see us getting a Yoga Flame for like $199 or $250. And that's going to have the same games, the same online features, everything that this one will. So, if I'm not entirely happy with this game deck, why am I going to go out and spend an extra, $150 or $200 when I could just get, potentially a Yoga Flame with the same games for a lot less here in about a month and a half. So that's where I'm at with Street Fighter. And I, like I said, I've been waiting to get an online Street Fighter cabinet. And I'm thinking, after seeing this one released and what the final product is, and there's no availability or no option for a deck protector right now, I think I'm probably going to end up with the Yoga Flame. So let's look at some chats here. I've noticed quite a few chats coming through, and I just want to bring up some of these on this cabinet and see what some people had said. John Phillips is saying, check it in, sir. Salute. Good to see you. Glad you made it this evening. We're just talking some Street Fighter 2 HS-5 Deluxe. And Papa Brad says, don't fall for it, Biggie D. It's a trap. You can play all those games on your iArcade or your AtGames. So what leads me to wanting to get one of these Arcade 1-Up Street Fighting cabinets is the online features and the ability to play online and compete online. But that also begs the question of, like, if Arcade 1-Up goes out of business in a year or two, the online is going to be obsolete. That's going to basically end, and any benefit we were getting from the online will end. So, if I'm buying it just for the online, how long is that going to last? How long am I going to be able to enjoy that feature? Steps is talking about how VR doesn't get any views. Yeah, I think it's just a new product and everyone's buying it right now. And it's, there's just certain things like that, certain products just, a lot of people aren't interested in, where these home arcades, a lot of people are interested in these. These are extremely popular on YouTube. Papa Brad's Gaming is asking, did I get the Sony ZF-1F? Yes, that's the exact camera I got. So I didn't buy the Street Fighter 2 HS-5 Deluxe. I bought a Sony ZF-1F camera for my channel, just to give you guys a better experience when I'm out and about doing those vlog videos. Darren saying the inside info wasn't me. I did indeed work on staff there, but left in May 2022 for a better opportunity. That's really cool, Darren, to know that you had worked there. And also, that's great news that you had found a better opportunity. Because I think they're falling on some hard times right now at Arcade One Up, just due to some bad decisions, and maybe that was some really good timing for you to move out at that point. Papa Brad's Gaming is saying the Rexer show is the best source. He's not going to ever. One thing I like about the Rexer show, and I don't always agree with everything he says, but one thing I do like about him is he never holds back. If he knows something, he's going to tell you. And I feel like a lot of the other information in some of these other channels, like major channels in home arcade, a lot of these people are under NDAs. They got a lot of things that they're doing behind the scenes, and they're going to hold back in certain situations because they have to and they're required to. Rexer doesn't do that. Let's see here. Steps is saying this HS-5 Deluxe, Yoga Flame, and Shinku, as far as performance, should be the same. Exactly. So that's where I'm leading. I'm leaning into the Yoga Flame because I think I can get a better deal on it. And I think I may actually like the game deck better on the Yoga Flame without that gap. And, of course, with no colors not matching. Jason is saying the Cornercade put the Street Fighter together on air tonight. He said he saw zero difference on the matching colors. That brings up a really good point, Jason. So, yeah, there's going to be near perfect post 2000 production units where the coloration is near perfect. And then there's going to be others which were pre 2000, 1 to 2000 units that were produced originally that are going to have some difference in color. And you are going to notice that there is a difference. And that's just information you guys are getting here. I don't think you're going to hear that anywhere else. A lot of the people that have that kind of information are, like I said, are under NDAs. They can't say a lot of this stuff. Stevie V says he picked up a Yoga Flame at Walmart for $199. The side art is pretty nice. There you go, Stevie V. $199. That's the deal I'm looking for. If I could get a Yoga Flame for $200, that's a perfect price for me. And you're getting pretty much the same exact product. It looks different on the outside. The games list, everything, the online, all that is the same. Goofy saying, wow, Biggie, you have ads set every 5 minutes. You're the worst than Michael B. I have them set to every 30 minutes. So if you guys are getting them every 5 minutes, I apologize. That should not be happening. I set them to every 30. JR saying, I'm pretty happy with the Big Blue. I'm not interested in upgrading my Street Fighter unless it's an XL. Yeah, we got to get an XL. I heard 19K Fox talking tonight. He was like me. He probably had it in his cart. He was tempted to buy it, but didn't. And there's always that final reason why that person did not buy. And for me, it was I don't have the room. I'm trying to move, get a house. Also, how many of these home arcades do I want in my home? Where it sounded like for 19K Fox, he's got the room. That's not the issue. He wants an XL. There's many others out there, too, that want the XL. Papa Brad's Gaming says, KI had players as well. And Triumph or Die says, buy my Shinku Hadouken. I will. I also noticed, too, your image there, your avatar is a broken link. So I'm going to have to go in and fix that. And I know what I did. I didn't go in as incognito mode tonight. That's probably why it showed up that way. That's my fault. Paul's saying the gap is unfortunate. I'd wait for the XL either way. Yeah, it's good. If you're wanting the XL, just wait. It sounds like way they release these cabinets, they're releasing them pretty close together. So an XL could be right around the corner. That could be a January CES announcement. So you may not have to wait long. And Darren saying, to me, in my humble opinion, one of the big mistakes was training the consumer to not pay full price, devaluing the perceived value of the product. And yeah, we've seen that year after year where a lot of these go on extreme clearance or deep discounts. And then that has people in their mind thinking, well, I'm not going to pay any more than that price now. And that's kind of where the predicament I'm in with the AtGames Legends HD right now is, if you guys remember, Sam's had it for $3.99 at one point, and then I saw VIP Outlet had it like for $4.89, and we're about to get into a sale with AtGames, and that price just doesn't look that good in the sale because I'm still thinking about those deep discounts we were seeing at Sam's, VIP Outlet, 4 or 5 months ago. And that's still like my spot that I want to, my entry point are those prices. I definitely don't want to pay more than that. Same thing's going on with Arcade One Up. So only other Arcade One Up news outside of this were really just a couple of things I wanted to mention here. And that is going to be this Big Buck Hunter tournament. I don't think a ton of people are, super interested in this or have, any desire to compete in this. But it is a Big Buck Hunter Pro World Championship. It's going on in Chicago this upcoming weekend. And the reason I'm bringing this up and making it a point is Arcade One Up is sponsoring this event. They haven't sponsored an event in a very long time, and they're a big partner in this. They're actually giving away a prize, and they're forking out some money to be a sponsor for it. So the only really part they're going to play is all the actual competing and all that is going on the real Big Buck Arcade, with the big screen and the pedestal and what you see when you walk into a real arcade. Not going to be going on an Arcade One Up, but they are giving away a free Arcade One Up Big Buck Pro for the Young Buck Hunters tournament. So there's going to be earlier on in the day, like for younger audiences, 13 to 17. And those winners are going to be winning a grand prize, which is an Arcade One Up Big Buck Pro Deluxe. So I wanted to bring that up. If you guys live in Chicago, you are going to be able to, go up there and watch. They're going to be giving away stuff. Arcade One Up is going to be there. And then I know some other people that are going to be in Chicago this same weekend for the Pinball Expo. It's all going on at the same time. I'll be interested to see if anyone makes their way out to this event. And if Arcade One Up, if they're there, are they going to be doing any interviews or answering any questions? I think Travis may be there, and I heard Cyrus is going to be there. So be looking forward to that. That is going to be going on this upcoming weekend. I think starting on Friday, the 20th. So I want to get in next to AtGames. So AtGames has this big sale going on right now called the Easter Holiday Early Access Sale. It started on the 13th, but it's going on until tomorrow. So I just really wanted to bring up this site and these deals, kind of give you guys my impressions on what I think about these deals, why I wouldn't buy some of this stuff. And just kind of get y'all's opinions as well out in the chat of what you think about some of this stuff. And let's get that pulled up. So this is the Holiday Early Access Sale. If you guys see in the upper right-hand corner, there's 1 day, 3 hours, 53 minutes. So if you guys see something on here tonight, you're not going to have long to pull the trigger. You have to do it by tomorrow. I did see one couple of chats here I want to bring up real quick. Steps is saying Yoga Flame to Ollie's confirmed, actually, but not likely. Yeah, we get Ollie's getting Yoga Flame. Those will be $199 hopefully. VIP Outlet never had the 1.2 ALP though. And Jason says here, he's asking me, I asked Travis straight out on the mismatching discolor on the Street Fighter cabinets. He said absolutely no units went out with that issue. Evo unit was a pre-production already fixed. So yeah, you guys do your own judgment on this stuff. You guys make your own call on what you think is happening. I'm just giving you the information I have. And a lot of this is opinion. This is subjective. Do you guys see a difference in color between the game deck and the outer piece? That each person's going to see and feel something differently because everyone judges things differently and they have their own interest or their own, things that bother them that they're picky about. One thing I'm really picky about is the artwork and what I'm seeing on the cabinet. Some people don't care so much about that stuff. But you guys tell me too. Do you guys think that there's a difference between this game deck and this game deck? I see it, and I see that this would be the near perfect post 2000 production unit, where this would be the pre 2000 with more issues as far as the color. So you guys do your own call on that, make your own decisions. I'm not the one to tell you what's going on because, I'm Travis. He works for Arcade One Up. He works directly for them. So yes, he's going to have more information than I, but he's also going to spin things in a certain way to help the company sell the product. He may have certain incentives based on the sell of the Street Fighter, where he's going to say things that are going to sell you on it to make you more likely to buy it, where you're not going to get that with me. So, you take everything he says, you take everything I say, and you make your own decisions on this stuff. And my decision right now is to wait. 19K Fox's decision is to wait. There's many people that did buy it. She-Line bought it. She seems happy with it. I saw there were some other smaller YouTube channels that I watch sometimes that had seen it. There is one in particular that I had watched. Trying to remember the guy's name right now. But he had said he notices a discoloration, and he says it in his review. The review had like 600-700 views last time I checked on yesterday. And he said he noticed that there was a discoloration. In fact, I want to bring that up because it bothers me that I can't remember the guy's channel. I want you guys to go look at it. And it was a comment on one of my posts here. Bring that up. Tell y'all. And it was actually what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to search. I just spilled a drink. All right, you guys bear with me for 1 second, guys. First and only time I've spilt a drink live on air. Luckily, it did not spill very much, though. Grabbed a crap load of paper towels to clean this up. And luckily, it was clear. And it didn't get near the computer, and it didn't get on the keyboard. All right. So let's see here if I can find this. Street Fighter HS-5 Deluxe. Okay, here it is, guys. Long and low. Long and low. So this guy's review here, he mentions in it that he notices a discoloration issue. If you want to be picky about it, he says you can notice the differences in the color. So there are people out there that are noticing that there is a difference in color, and there are people out there that are telling you there isn't a difference in color, which is going to be like you said today, Jason, with Cornercade and Travis. So you guys make your own decisions. I'm just giving you guys what I know, my opinions. Like I said, all this stuff is subjective, and you guys are going to make your own, opinions based on this. All right, so let's get back on track. Can't believe I spilt that drink live on air. But things are going to happen, and you just have to get through it. And luckily, nothing spilt on the computer, so everything's good over here. All right, cool. So let's look at some of these AtGames cells, and let's look at this. So this is the Legends Ultimate HD, $200 pre-order. I found this very interesting. So right now, they're currently out of stock on the Legends Ultimate HD. You can pre-order it for $200. Regular price is $599. The promotion price is $459.99. So this is very interesting. This Legends Ultimate HD has been out now for how many years? 4 or 5 years. This thing has been out, and it's still selling. It's sold out right now, and you have to pre-order it. And there's still the 4K one about to come. So it's interesting to see this product still selling so well. They're still going to continue with this HD line of products. They're definitely not getting rid of this stuff. They're going to continue to support it. They're going to continue to bring games out for it. If you guys do not have the Legends, this one right here, this Legends Ultimate HD, I definitely recommend getting it. I use the OTG mode on it all the time. I'll hook my PC up to it. Also play coin ops on it, so I can pretty much play any and all my arcade games on that thing. So I definitely recommend, if you haven't gotten one already, to get one. I got super lucky. I paid $2.99 for mine through VIP Outlet. But I think at $4.59, it's still a pretty decent deal. And you do have to pay shipping. There's $100 shipping. So $559. Let's look at this. So Legends Pinball HD, $649. So this one here, I think, is a little overpriced. And the reason I think it's a little overpriced is that I have it pictured in my head $3.99 because Sam's had it for $3.99. And then VIP Outlet, I think, had it for $4.89. So that's my target price, is $400 to $500. Now, if I can find one of these for $400 to $500, I'm probably going to buy it now. Problem is, I haven't seen it for that price. I used to actually have the VIP Outlet bookmarked because I used to check it every day. And then it went out of stock and it hasn't been back in stock since. So here it is today. I had it bookmarked and 306 sold, out of stock. Now I look back on this and I wish I pulled the trigger and spent the $4.89. It was definitely worth it. Now they're doing $6.49, and this is during their early access sale for the holiday. Now, will they come out with better deals between now and Black Friday? It's possible. I think we may get some better deals here in the next 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. So this is the Legends Ultimate Mini HD. It's $299. Not super interested in these. I think the $299 is a good price. You have shipping of $75. I think this is a fair price for this. If you like the vertical screen, I think it's good for that aspect of it, having that vertical screen. Like if you're playing shmups and any games that use that vertical aspect, this is a good option for you. Now, if you have the Legends Ultimate, you have the big one. I don't think you necessarily need the small one. But let's say you don't have plans on getting the big one, then this may be the one to get. So this is the Legends Pinball Micro HD. This one's $299. Now, I had saw these when I was at the Cleveland Gaming Expo. They had them for $299 with the legs, and it had some free games on it. And I was actually surprisingly more impressed with the micro than I was the big one. And I think because the big one, they're selling for $700, $800. This one's only $300. And it's kind of cool having this little miniature micro pinball machine. It's just really a fun little toy to have. And if you don't have like an AtGames pinball, it gives you that experience. It allows you to play those games and use those games that were developed only for the Legends pinball, and gives you access to those. Now, I have access to a lot of those games on my Legends Ultimate. I have the buttons on the side where I can play it, as often, if I wanted to play them that way. But I just I'm not interested in really playing pinball on my arcade. So these are something that I've had my eye on, are these micros. I think they're a good deal at $299. They're just kind of tiny, I guess, is maybe why I haven't pulled the trigger. Legends Gamer Pro. So I do own one of these. I purchased one of these used on Facebook Marketplace for $60. I got really lucky. I found one that's in good shape. And I have actually done multiple live streams with this. What's cool is you can hook it up to a capture card. It's got an HDMI out on it, and it's just super easy to do any capturing of gameplay and do live streaming with it. Also, you can load up coin ops on it just like you can with any of their other products. So this I do recommend. Now at $140, they're saying that's 44% off with $25 shipping. I think that's a decent price, but I would personally be shopping. I would try to find one of these used like I did, or if you want to try to find one new, you may possibly be able to find one new through some other retailer possible. But 139, think it's a decent price. Think it's a great product, decent price. Legends Core Plus HD. So this is just like an upgraded puck. So this comes with like a kind of like an underpowered puck on this one. You can get what's called the Pro, which is an upgraded one. It's got a little more processing power. And this, I think, has the same chipset as the AtGames Legends Ultimate. So anything you play on there, this will play it just as well. Also, you get the controller with it as well. So if you wanted the controller, that's included. All right. So this is the arcade control panel for the Legends Pinball HD. This is $119, so $120. That's 40% off with a shipping cost of $20. From what I hear, if you have the Pinball HD or you're about to get the Legends 4KP, this is a must own. The D-pad that comes on the actual Legends Pinball and the 4KP, it's just not sufficient. So the joystick makes it easier to easily navigate through the menu system, select your games. Also, you're getting the trackball, and you can also load up coin ops and play those games as well, play arcade games on your pinball. So I think this is like a must own, and you're getting a good deal right now on it. You're getting a discount. I think if this is something you want, go ahead and buy it. I wouldn't wait and risk, maybe not getting this kind of deal here in 4 or 6 weeks. So just go ahead and get that at $120, I think. Quad Play Control Panel HD, $229. Now this is different for each person. Do you have a large family where you guys play 4-player a lot? Do you have some of the arcade 1-up 4-player game decks and you notice yourself playing, up to 4 people at a time? This is going to be for you. This is the product for you. I think it's a must own if that's your situation. Now, if you never play 4-player, you're playing by yourself or you're playing with one other person, probably not much of a need for this. You're also going to have to transfer the trackball from your old game deck to this one. And also these don't have spinners. So you're losing your spinners if you get this. So it's different for each person. It's different for each situation. There's certain situations in where people are going to want the quad play, and I think it's a good buy and something to check out if you could use it. Now, the Legends Bit LCD HD. This is something that I've been looking at for the last couple of days because I have just the basic marquee on my Legends Ultimate, and I think it's really cool how you have this like second screen where your marquee would be, and that will change the marquee for each game. So if I load up a certain game, the marquee is going to change with that, giving me the experience of having like a real arcade with a matching marquee. However, the price is $240 with $25 shipping. I think for me to actually pull the trigger and to like put this in my cart and actually buy this, and you guys know me, I'm always looking for a deal. This would have to be about $150 with the $25 shipping. If they would have done that, $175 out the door plus tax, I would have probably done it. $239, not so much. Little too much. Like I'm shopping Yoga Flame arcades for $199 right now. Am I going to buy a marquee for $239? Pay another $25 shipping? I just don't think I'm going to do it. It's a little too pricey for me still right now. Now the 4KP AtGames is going to be coming out, and it's going to include one of these. They're going to, be mass producing these things. Are the prices going to go down? I do see that happening. So, my price range on one of these is $150. That may be possible, next year for me. So I'm going to hold off on that, even though I'm really interested in it. The video input backglass switchboard for the Legends Pinball HD is $49.99. This is what I think they call the VIBS board. And this is just an accessory for the Legends Pinball HD to allow you to have display a custom backglass art. So when you connect your PC via OTG mode, this is what allows you to display your backglass art on the HD Legends. They won't do that stock. You have to buy the VIBS board. Now, the new 4KP products that are coming out are going to include those. But if you don't have one, you've been wanting one, you can get $10 off. Not a huge savings there. And that's for the Legends Pinball HD. This is the same thing, but for the micro. Again, $10 off. They've got artwork, for discounts. You like the side panel artwork. And then we'll finish out the sale here with the $5 off. So not a huge deal right now on these. We saw this last time, only 20%, $5 off. For me, I don't have a pinball machine, but I was at Universal Studios and I rode the Dr. Seuss ride. I was a fan of Dr. Seuss growing up. I used to have the books. I have a nostalgia for the books and the franchise Dr. Seuss. So I'm interested in these Dr. Seuss pinball tables. But I don't want to play them on the Legends Ultimate. But if they were to have these for like $10 or $15 right now, I would probably buy them just to experience the tables. But at 20, just not quite enough, right? But I don't know. I kind of want to just, pull the trigger, go ahead and get it. Get this Dr. Seuss HD Pack 1. Support AtGames. Give them $20 of my money, basically. So maybe by next Sunday, I'll have purchased this and I'll have been playing it on my Legends Ultimate. Just because I want to experience some of these tables. The Grinch, Fox and Socks. So cool. Good that they got these recognizable names. And that's what they're doing with the Rare partnership. So we're getting Killer Instinct, Battletoads, Sea of Thieves. So they're starting to get these recognizable names. And what future pinballs are we going to see? Of course, we're going to see the Zen pinball tables. What else is going to be coming? Been hearing a lot about Capcom coming, possibly. Would there be a Capcom pack at some point where we get Street Fighter and Ghost and Goblins and all that on our AtGames with a $20 pack or $25 pack? All cool stuff I'd like to see. And I'm going to bring up some comments here. Carl O is saying, I do love the Bit LCD, Jason. All three of them. Thanks for your efforts. And JR says, Bit LCD is worth it. Think about how just one light up marquee for an arcade 1-up costs. So Bit LCD is worth it. You're buying a light up marquee for an arcade 1-up. I purchased this one right here, the Miss Pac-Man one, used for $50 on eBay. So it is pretty pricey, but you're getting, unlimited marquees as opposed to just one. It's going to change for each game. So it does have a lot of value. I am tempted in the Bit LCD and getting it, JR. I just think I need to save a little bit more money. I'm going to wait it out just a little bit longer. I think when they start mass producing these, whenever the 4KP AtGames Legends Ultimate comes out, we're going to see some deeper discounts on the Bit LCD. Still pretty new. I think it came out about a year ago. Waited a little longer. Papa Brad's Gaming says, I have the Bit Pixel on both ALUs, and I cannot wait to get the LCD marquee. Did you go ahead and buy the LCD marquee during this sale, or are you going to be getting that in the future? Soul Red says, been waiting for the renovation games packs. Love me some Valis. So there are future game packs coming. A lot of games we would like to see and be able to play with a paid version. I can play a lot of games with my coin ops, but there's something about having a paid version of a game. There's something nice about that. Jason saying, yeah, I used my free LPO quarterlies for both renovation packs. I love those games. And Thor KC says, turn a TV or monitor sideways and play them on your Gamer Pro. That's a good tip right there. You want some vertical games, turning your monitor to the side like that and playing them that way is pretty cool. Papa Brad is saying, no offense, but that Miss Pac-Man marquee is super washed out. So yes, this one is super washed out. I bought a Joe Zabo's marquee and he shipped it out this week. So I should be getting that early next week and replacing that with Joe Zabo's replacement marquee where I just peel off the sticker, put on the new one. And Goofy's cussing. Andy's saying, I'm starting to get the every 5 minutes ad now. Just too much, just FYI. Let me see, guys, if I can turn that off live. It's supposed to be actually coming every 30 minutes. So I apologize about that if it's happening every 5. That would annoy the heck out of me too, guys. So let me see if I can change that. Monetization. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off, I'm going to insert manually. So now we should not be getting any more ads, guys, for the rest of the stream. Apologize about that. It's supposed to be every 30 minutes. Can't trust YouTube. Papa Brad says they will not rush the 4K ALU out the door right now. They are smartly concentrating on the 4KP pinball. All hands on deck. All right, so let's go ahead and move on, guys, here to Chicago. So this is Pinball Expo, October 18th through the 21st. AtGames is going to be attending there. They want you to come see them. This is going to be your first opportunity to see the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K for the very first time. So go out, check it out. This is if you're in the Chicago area. I know P-Dubs is going to be there, so he's going to be doing some content. And Wagner's Tech Talk is going to be there. So basically, starting on the 18th, on Friday, we're going to be overloaded with information on this new Pinball Legends Pinball 4KP. All going to start on Friday. I'm excited. I'm pumped to see about it, learn about it, and see what this thing has to offer. But if you guys have pre-ordered the 4KP, put it down in the chat. Let us know. I missed the $1,100 sale. I didn't get the terrific price that a lot of you guys probably got. I was in Cleveland that weekend. If I was going to pre-order it, it would have been that first weekend at $1,100. I'm not going to be pre-ordering now because it would cost me another $200-$300. It was already kind of out of my price range to be. Jason's asking, what region do you guys live in? And Andy's Game Room says it was just 30 minutes, but yeah, I've had 2 in the last 10 minutes. Not a big deal. Well, those should be off now. You guys shouldn't be getting any more. And Thor KC says, I'm about as Midwest as it gets on this one. Kind of sucks being 1,000 miles from any beach, if I'm going to be honest. Only other news that we have for Arcade 1-Up, guys, we talked AtGames, we talked Arcade 1-Up, is going to be the Time Crisis cabinet. So it did ship this week, and we should be seeing those shipping to people's homes. It was supposed to be towards the end of the month, but that may start next week. So people will be getting their units. You'll probably start seeing videos, reviews on Time Crisis, because it is officially stateside now. Finally, you know, Australia's had theirs now for a while. Finally, the U.S. is getting theirs. So let's go ahead and transition now, guys, to closing thoughts. We're at about an hour and 20 minutes. Wanted to keep this about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes at the most. So going into some just closing thoughts here. These are just some personal things that I'm currently thinking about. Like I discussed, Yoga Flame. If you guys go Google Arcade 1-Up Street Fighter, and you guys see one of these Google ads show up where it says $2.99 Arcade 1-Up Street Fighter Yoga Flame, find out where that's located. If that is located close to where you live, go to that actual Walmart and check it out, because if it is in stock, it's likely $199. The online price is going to reflect $2.99, but you get to the store, it's actually $199. And they're very hard to find. They're mostly all sold. But if you do have one locally close, go check it out. Get in the store, because those are available. And they are a terrific deal, I think, at $199. The MK30th. So if you guys watched my walk and talk yesterday, I did at Walmart. They had the Mortal Kombat 2 Classic Arcade at $299 there. What I think that means is they're going to try and clearance out and do some deep discounts on these MK30ths. They're currently still $299, but I think just like what we're seeing on the Yoga Flame, the $199 on these, we're going to start seeing the $199 on the MK30th. And I want to get the MK30th more so because of the artwork. I'm a big fan of Paul Niemeyer. I've met him personally 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months at Game On Expo, at Cleveland. And I've gotten to talk to him, do a lot of questions, and just sit down and chat with him over these last couple of months. And it's led me to have a real appreciation for the authentic original artwork on the MK30th Mortal Kombat cabinet. So I'm more interested in getting the original, doing the screen mod, getting, the right screen in there, and then doing the artwork for the Johnny Cage and get Daniel Pesina on the side. And there's a lot of story behind that and why I want the MK30th. It is going to be more hassle, obviously, because I have to go and mod the screen, but it's really for the artwork and the way it looks, and just the stories and the things I've heard about that cabinet from Paul leads me to want to get the 30th. So looking at that one, if I can get it at $199 or less, likely to do it. Also, these use the riser, but at the Walmart, those $199 ones won't have a riser. And what's good about that is I've already got a bunch of risers behind me. So like I could take my Miss Pac-Man, put it upstairs, put the Mortal Kombat on this riser, just kind of not play the Miss Pac-Man and interchange them and change them out, when I see fit and when I want to play them, rather than buying more risers and taking up more room. So I probably will get, if I can find a Street Fighter for $199, I'm getting that. And if I can find an MK30th at $199, I'm going to get it. And then I like the idea of changing them out, moving them upstairs to downstairs, and just reusing the risers I already have. Now, one of the last things here, or I guess it is going to be the final closing thought tonight on this live stream, is go check out AtGames. Go check out Wagner's Tech Talk. They're doing a giveaway right now. They're actually going to give away a free Pinball Legends 4KP. Incredible. This is like a $1,200 unit, $1,300 unit. They're giving away for free to one lucky winner. All you're going to have to do is go find his giveaway video, about 9 or 10 days old now, and you're going to hashtag @games, and you're going to let them know which Zen pinball table do you want to see next. Mine was Star Wars, and I should be entered in. And on the 18th, they're going to draw one name for a free AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP. So if you guys have not entered yet, definitely get entered for that. And it looks like there's probably going to be about 2,000 or 3,000 entries, but still, I mean, get your name in there, try and win. And let's say bye to some people here that are in the chat and just see what they've said. Papa Brad's Gaming says he would trust Carl O or High Scores on Tap. Opinions about the 4K pinball. They both play enough to know what is good and what is bad on the 4K pinball. It will not be long now. And Goofyfoot says, yeah, no ad in over 6 minutes. Yeah, and it must have changed because I saw the viewers go way down when all those ads were coming in, and I see those viewers are coming back. So thanks for sticking in there. I don't like the mid-roll ads. I wanted to get some in there just because, they offer it. It was supposed to be every 30 minutes. If they were coming in every 6 minutes, I apologize, guys. I would never set it to do that. Papa Brad's Gaming says they will have plenty for people to play at Chicago. Very exciting. Yes, very cool. Next weekend, we've got a lot to cover and a lot to watch with the 4KB finally being unveiled officially, where the public can actually walk up to it and play it. Jason saying, since I have a souped up HD model, I won't be adding another machine of 4K until one of the CE skins are out that he wants. So yeah, they've got these collector's editions coming down the pipeline. Which ones are those going to be? Are they going to be Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Star Trek? There's so many possibilities. So waiting isn't so bad because you may get the skin you want and you get this collector's edition. So very cool stuff to look forward to. Thor says he picked up the Yoga Flame for the $199. Wished he had gotten the MK30th, even though it's in the inferior screen, but he needs the online for the Midway games. Yeah, in the screen mod's pretty easy, Thor. If you want to go check out, K-Fox did a screen mod on his. Pretty simple mod. I would actually buy the MK30th and the screen at the same time. Do the mod when I'm assembling it. Jason's saying he has a lot of OTG, VPX, Popper experience, so happy to help when it comes to that. Talking about modding his HD pinball. And Soul Red says, excited we're finally getting Time Crisis soon. Yeah, very soon. These are stateside now. We have them, on the shores and ready to be shipped out to homes. So it should be this week. And Carlo wants Back to the Future. That's the one that he's most looking forward to. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone who's joined tonight for the 41st Chill and Chat and the giveaway. Congratulations to Stevie V. Definitely email me your address, Stevie, so I can get that My Arcade handheld out to you on Wednesday. No later than Wednesday. I'll have a tracking number too. But I'd say everything went well tonight. I can't believe I dropped a drink or tipped over a drink live on air. Everything on the desk is good. Nothing got wet that shouldn't have gotten wet. But as soon as I hit the in button, I'm going to have to mop under me because it's sticky and I can hear it with my shoes. So I got to get to cleaning that. But it's been fun, guys. It's been good to get back online and be live again. I was off for like 10 days. And something about YouTube, if you guys don't know, when you go away from YouTube, even if it's for like a week or two, it takes some time to get used to getting back into the groove of doing things and making this content and being committed to it. It's, I took the break and now I'm back on and ready and going to be moving forward to make better stuff for you guys and more videos. Papa Brad's Gaming, very cool of him. He just sent over a $5 super chat. He says, money for Biggie D to buy one of the caps from his merch store for himself. Have a great evening. I know Papa Brad bought one of the Arcade Gamers hats, and he really likes his. I'm going to take his advice, get my own Arcade Gamer hat to wear on stream. I appreciate the $15, and I'll certainly use it, like you said, for the hat. Or the $5. I think the hat's like $15, but $5 is going to go a long way. About a third of what it'll cost me. So appreciate that. Goes a long way. Any super chat money is really thankful for that and appreciative of it. Thor KC says, if I can get a MK30th, I may use the monitor and riser from Ultimate MK3 and I already have a Johnny Cage artwork looking for a home. Awesome. So you've already got the artwork, Thor. That's like a must-have if you do the new MK30th to get that Daniel Pacina artwork on the side. Awesome, guys. A lot of fun, live on air, talking home arcades, just discussing this stuff for about an hour and a half. Been a blast. Go check out my walk and talk from yesterday. A lot of fun. I like getting out of the house, experiencing these arcades, also comparing these arcades to our home versions. And then also live streaming. I'm live streaming gameplay here and there. So make sure to tune into that. I randomly Saturday morning stream for a couple hours on my Switch. Had a lot of fun with the Zelda game. Maybe doing some more Switch live streams soon with Zelda. So make sure to stay tuned in, guys. Have a really good start to your week. Have a great Monday morning. And I'll see everyone in the next one. Bye-bye.